Hello everyone, so it's finally time to do the video about Ernest Adams, the former leader of IGDA and the founder of IGDA, which is the International Gaming Developers Association. And today, well, this week shall we say, he has released a horrible rant about big boobed women in games. But before I get to that, I'd just like to say this guy has a penchant for dropping nigger, as in the N-word, okay? He likes to drop that word a hell of a lot. And for a social justice warrior, you know, who knows that this word can potentially trigger many of my black brothers and sisters out there, he doesn't seem to give a rat's ass about them, does he? And let's just read a tweet back from September 2014, which reads, "If you start making games more accessible to women, I won't play," which is a straw man, because I've never heard anybody say that in my life. And neither has he, neither have you. And if anyone has said that, they're idiots, and they should have their gaming card taken away. Much like how I think the likes of Wu, Quinn, Leigh Alexander, all the anti-Gamergate side should have their gamer cards removed because they hate us, yet why do they continue participating in the culture that they so hate? Anyway, he said, and he goes on to say, "This equals, if you start serving niggers, I won't eat in your diner, and nothing of value was lost." So this is the gist of the person I'm going to be talking about, this idiot who, you know, because of his social justice status, thinks he can get away with using the ERS version of the word, not the AS version of the word, and can basically say what he wants with impunity. And believe me, he can, because he's a social justice warrior, but that does not mean that we cannot call him out on this bullshit. And as the Ralph said, who knows, maybe he is a frequenter of Pol, but seriously, this guy's a frequenter of Pol, maybe he just doesn't give a fuck. But anyway, let's continue. And this is the Facebook post, not a tweet longer, or a tweet. And he says, and this is about, you know, the big boobed bimbos, as we'll see. "You know, I remember the 1970s when black activists fought to get rid of the image of the shucking and the jiving, picking and grinning, tap dancing, yes sir, massa, black person on TV and film. They didn't give a flying fuck what the viewers wanted. They didn't give a shit about the TV industry's creative freedom. They were sick of black people being portrayed as servants and amusement for white people, and they were right. And now Hollywood wouldn't dream of turning out that garbage anymore, despite the fact, as you very well know, that there are still people out there who want it that way. So yeah, we're going to keep on yelling until the last big-boobed bimbo is as gone from gaming as the once beloved blackface nigger minstrel show is gone from the American stages. Don't bother trying to tell me this is different. If the entertainment business is not allowed to treat black people like shit anymore, it could damn well stop treating women like shit." And this is just a whole lot of stupid. Okay, so you can remember the 70s. Well, fucking dumb, man. Do you want a medal? Do you want a cookie for remembering the 70s? And as far as I can tell, and I've watched many 70s films, I've watched many 60s films, I've watched many 40s, etc. films, and I can tell you the fact, in the 1970s, the image of black people was not the shucking, jiving, picking and grinning, tap dancing, yes sir, massa black person. It was not that. It was in fact the pimp, the thug, which we've seen on and off throughout the years. Just watch any Dirty Harry movie, watch any Death Wish movie, just watch any of the action films, and you'll see that there's not a lot of shucking and jiving, although there's certainly a lot of jive talking, but that's not the stereotype that we were seeing in the 70s. Hell, not even the 60s, because as we know, the 60s is a very weird decade. In the first half of it, it was very much continuation of the 50s, while in the later half, it was all summer of love and blah blah blah, swinging London, you know, swinging 60s, where that stereotype in the 70s became true. And also, let's not forget blaxploitation. We can't forget that those films also gave us new and exciting portrayals. Sidney Poitier in the 60s and 50s. You know, the things were changing. People's tastes were changing regardless of what the black activists were fighting to get rid of. And Hollywood simply adapted to what their audience wanted because they needed to keep on making money. That is why that happened. Hollywood wouldn't dream of doing it because it wouldn't make them money, Ernest. That's why. It's nothing to do with the black activist, it's all to do with the money. But now, this is fucked up, but he compared big-boobed women to the minstrel show. He compared women to racism. These women to racist stereotypes. There is so much wrong in that statement. That is actually misogynistic, and the fact he called them bimbos is even worse. I mean, what the hell? I thought these guys were for fucking gender equality and racial equality. Here they are dropping N-bombs and calling big-boobed women bimbos. I mean, what have they got against these women? These women have done nothing wrong. These women are born naturally with big boobs. They develop big boobs. In fact, a woman can put on weight and their boobs can become even bigger. That is biology. That is scientific fact. And there is nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with portraying these women on screen, on TV, and in video games. Why is that such a problem? What is wrong with that? People love looking at boobs. I think you'll find the vast majority of people enjoy looking at boobs. And that includes lesbians, straight men, gay men, and hell, even straight women like people with big boobs. There's nothing wrong with that. I've never understood this obsession that the feminists and the social justice warriors have with big boobs. I don't get it. Yeah, they say that we're the ones with the obsession. We're the ones who are somehow using these women who exist, you know, and saying it's an unrealistic body type. No, it's not unrealistic. Get a boob job, put on some weight, you know. Or I don't know. Hope that nature's lottery gives you these boobs because you're gonna get them anyway. And besides, they're not the only women portrayed in video games. Not all video games have women who have big boobs. In fact, in most of the games I've played, it's kind of, you know, a 50-50 ratio of people who have big boobs, people who not, and people who have, I don't know, average size boobs. And about teases bimbo, he's basically using a gendered insult, a stereotype, to try and combat a stereotype that he hates, which is absolutely stupid. This is kind of counterproductive, Adams. Do you not think so? But, you know, who cares? These people don't care about what they say, just as long as the entertainment world caters to their needs. He's not asking for equal rights. He's not asking for women to not be objectified. He just wants women to be objectified and portrayed in the way that he wants them to be portrayed. And if you look at the bastard, right? Look at him! As someone who himself will have big fucking boobs, it's a bit cheap coming from him that he would absolutely detest artists and filmmakers and game developers from portraying women with big boobs and men with big boobs. Don't you think he'd be all for it? Fat fuck. Anyway, but, you know, I'm glad that he's getting mocked on Twitter and on the internet, and he deserves it because this guy's an idiot. This guy's an absolute tosser of the highest regard. I've never seen such bigotry. I mean, the fact he wants these people to be cut out of gaming entirely, to destroy people's freedom of expression because, you know, equality. And in fact, I don't remember reading the black activists trying to limit people's freedom of expression. In fact, quite the opposite. They were all for that. It's just a shame that these social justice warriors try to attach themselves like leeches to these great people and, you know, try to make money off of them and say, oh look, we're like these people, this is our legacy, this is their legacy, we're carrying on their mission, when you're not. You're just, you know, trying to make the world in the way you want it to be, and that's wrong. And I'm glad that characters like Quiet continue to be made. I am glad that characters like, God, just take your pick, whatever. Bayonetta has big boobs as well, doesn't she? You know? I'm glad people do have this. In fact, you know, in the 60s we had films with big boobed women. I forgot the name. You know, like Go Pussycat, Kill Kill, is it? That film? I forgot who made it. Those were considered empowering movies at the time. You know, female leads, strong female leads, kicking the shit out of men. Before we had the likes of, you know, Ellen Ripley, etc. in the 70s and the 80s. Yeah, but, you know, apparently they're now problematic to these people. And apparently, you know, we can't be having big boob people because apparently that's sexist. How is it sexist when these people exist? Life does not reflect art. Art reflects reality. If any, I can't believe that this person has just flat out called an entire group of women as bad as racial epithets and racial stereotypes. Incredible. Fucking incredible. And anyway, I've had enough of this guy for one day. This has been Chimeman93. Like and share the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all later.